Hello and welcome to the Quibber channel. I am Jason, your host. Hope you're all having a wonderful, splendid first day. We're going to talk about the Somnium VR1. The Somnium VR1. This is the pack that it comes in. It's brilliant. I love it. This is the Ultimate Edition. I bought this with my own money. This wasn't a gift. This isn't a sponsored event. This is my setup. Just let me give the dog a sweet. The doggy wanted sweet, so there we are, baby. Now, I was going to do a unboxing and setting up yesterday, but when I started to unbox it, I found myself being biased against it because of my experience with the Valve Index. And I needed to pull back a bit and look at it more objective. Remember, I've used the Valve Index off and on for 6 years, and it's been a massive part of my life. Somnium VR1 is very, very different. First of all, it's not what I would class as an all-in-one, and it doesn't tick all the boxes. What it does do is amazing, but it misses out on a few things. There's little things. Here's the first. My first criticism of the Somnium VR1 is in the packaging. You get this with the packaging. A wonderful letter from the creator. It's really nice. And it's not just words. You can tell in everything that you see to do with Somnium that the guy actually believes in what he's doing and has created a piece of tech that is amazing. But my first criticism is this. These are the instructions on the back. Now, one of the things it tells you to do on here is to get started, scan the QR code. It will guide you to download and install the necessary software. Here's the first point, and this is my criticism. You need to change this because some people don't have a camera on their computer. Some people don't have the QR codes on their computer to grab things from a QR. You could have just put an email, a web page address so that people could type into Google. You didn't. I had to go to Google and type in Somnium VR1 download tools, and that myself. You have nothing on here that tells anybody to just thingy, because I use my phone for QR codes, but what's the point of that? I can't download the software on my phones. So having it here just set up for a QR code to me is a bad idea. I've looked all over this. There is literally nowhere on this that there is a web page address. Completely missing from here. Completely missing. Not a web page address anywhere on here. And that is a bit of a faux pas. So that's the first thing. But what was it like to unbox it? When I held this and I opened it up, and it is gorgeous. The case is wonderful. It felt like it was meant to be a VR headset for PC VR users. Not some lowest common denominator Android-based unit. Not some subsidized by Meta. Not some system where some company out there controls everything you do with it and can basically put you in a walled garden. No, this is a headset for modders. This is a headset for people who want to tweak. This is a headset for people who have invested in outside-in tracking, who believe in the system of PC VR. I've tried. I had the Quest Pro, I had the Quest 3, I had the Quest 2. I had the IMAX Crystal, I had the Vive Pro. I have tried so many different headsets. And receiving this felt different. It felt more premium. It felt as if every part of it, there was care and attention in the item itself. So that's what I got from the thing. The installation was pretty much one of the simplest things I've ever gone through. I was expecting a lot of issues because usually when you get these high-grade tech PCs, there will be issues. Doggies. Can you give the doggy its last sweet? Let me just get there. You want to like another sweetie? I'll put you in there for you and you can get it yourself. But this system, on a positive side, starts off really well. Apart from that one issue that it's just an oversight that shouldn't be there. I'll show you the software. Let me just do something over here. I'm just tweaking a few things. First of all, let me explain something. Oh, give me a sec. My desk is not... Let me pause this while I just set something up. Okay, let's start up the software. Because... Yep, there we are, right, everything's as it should be. Just give me a pause while I just grab something. Alright. Wait for the software to start up. And I'm going to just window capture. There. That's the software that it comes with. This is far better than Pimax's software. I always found that the biggest weakness with Pimax software was the software part of it. Pimax hardware, okay, but software-wise, so many problems. I think one of the worst things that Pimax did was make their software proprietary and closed loop. It used to be open, pretty much open source, and anybody could modify it, add it, and tweak it. Anyway, so you've got the basic home page here. And if we go to settings, now this is where it comes in. I was worried when I first got the unit that I would spend all my time having to fix things. But you don't have to fix it. If you just go through the wizard and start it up and put it on, pretty much work for everything. I've got a few issues that I'm working through on it, but nothing that's a deal breaker. Right from the start, as soon as you put that headset on, it blows you away. It really does. The image quality is beyond anything out there that I've ever experienced. It's like stunning. I spent time just sitting in my Steam VR home screen and just looking around at how clear everything is. How the word that I would put is vibrant. This is not just next gen, this is next few gen. And the fact that I am only running at 80% of resolution means there's a lot of expansion ability. So, what's up, doggy? Doggy wants something. Give me a sec. Sorry, the dog is just being his normal self. And you'll probably hear him squeaking. So, the resolution, medium, is at 80% rendering resolution, which blows me away, the idea that this is 80%. You have more control in this system. When the owner of Somnium said to me, "You'll be tweaking," it isn't a negative. This headset is built for the enthusiast. This headset is built for someone who believes in VR. This headset is built for someone who wants to tweak. It doesn't mean you have to tweak straight away. It doesn't mean anything. But over time, you can turn this system into pretty much the perfect setup for you. We've got rendering. We've got screen display mode. We've got bright. We've got everything. Anything you can. We've got hand tracking, which is the leap system. Ultra leap system is amazing. We've got the eye calibration. We've got the power stuff, the fan speed, which I'm going to turn to high because I find it quite warm, the headset. Sound. At the moment, it's just set up to send audio to thing. It doesn't have audio built in. Another thing, but I want to talk about that kind of thing later. And of course, the firmware, and it's got custom buttons that you can set for all the different. The virtual desktop is so clear. Oh my God, it's so clear. And pass-through is so good. This is like, is it worth the price I paid for it? Yes. Yes, it is. To me, it is completely worth the price I paid for it. But it isn't a Valve Index. It is not a Valve Index. You can basically change anything on this system. I am very impressed with the software. But straight out of the box, it does work. Now, there is some caveats. First of all, the head strap for it is not very good. My head is quite large and it's quite uncomfortable, that head's the... In fact, let me go through. This headset head strap, it just doesn't go wide enough. It needs about another, I would say, 2 centimeters more, 2 centimeters more give, because when I put this on, it's really uncomfortable for me to wear. It presses against me really harshly. But why don't I hate it because of that? Because I've ordered a Quest 2 head strap for it, the Bobo VR. It was something I was warned of right at the start. I was warned about this right from the start, that there would be, that the strap that it came with isn't the best. And this is where I found myself being biased towards the Index when I shouldn't have been. You see, this never will be the Index. It's not trying to be the Index. It doesn't even have any audio built in. But what it does have is multiple inputs all over the damn thing. You could add face tracking to this. You could add different kinds of headsets to this. There is so many different options in this. It is such an amazingly put together unit. And so I think of this headset strap as a little bit better than the strap that comes with the Quest 3 or the Quest 2. Pretty chronic, but it does the job. Today I will be switching it over, so this is pretty much 100% compatible with Quest 2 headset ports. So that's the first thing. So when I started finding myself judging it against the Index, I had to stop myself. I had to stop the video yesterday. Because when you buy this, you're not buying an all-in-one. You're buying a framework that you will build on. Just like the software has so many different options, the hardware also has so many different options. At first I was like, how can you have a headset without sound? Why would you do that? But I understand the thinking behind it. This isn't for someone else to tell you how to do VR. This is giving you a framework for you to turn into your VR, your head strap, your sound system, your peripherals, maybe bits and pieces on here that I might add to it. I'm already thinking of things like that. That's the thing. For that, it feels perfect. As long as I don't compare it to the all-in-one Valve Index, which is the king, still, even with its lenses, I never felt that I wanted to mod Valve Index. This I want to mod. And not in a way that it's frustrating me. I don't want to mod it because it's broken. I don't want to fix it. I want to mod it because it has potential. There will be people who are using it for flight sims or for sim car racing will have different needs. And this allows you to do that. This is what the people who created the Quest and that didn't ever fucking realize, is that VR users, we don't have enough of a user base to close gardens, to separate things. We need to be working together. We need to be open. And right from the first time I talked to the people about this, I realized that this was the headset that I could really use. Now I've got it set up on my double pulley system up there, and even though there's two cables, those two cables are not that heavy. And so I'm really happy. One warning I will give, you need 3.2 USB ports. 3.2 USB ports for this to interact with. Thankfully, when I bought the motherboard, I specifically looked for that kind of certification. I can hear the fan in there because I've turned the fan up higher. Now I am going to place, I've already ordered the facial interface, a new facial interface for this. A material one, because I don't like this this type material. I really like the one that I wonder if I could take apart an Index facial gasket, because I've got lots of them, and see if I could get it to fit on this. I'll check the measurements. That's just a thought for me. I've got enough to take a couple apart. Something, but this thing makes you want to mod it. As the base unit and as the ultimate, it's amazing. But the potential. can't judge this against the valve index, because the valve index was a done unit. It was at its peak in 2019, and it was amazing feat of engineering. The fact that we are still using the index controllers as the gold standard shows that. But this has potential to become your headset, your perfect VR. And that's what it comes down to. That's what makes me happy about this. That I know I'm going to mod this, that I know I'm going to tweak it, that I have a future with this, because the lenses themselves are absolutely... Unfortunately, it wouldn't matter if I got a camera and I showed you the inside views. It would not matter, because it does not show what justice of what you see. I always thought that the Pimax Crystal was good, and that the Quest 3 was good with its pancake lenses and that. There is nothing out there that beats this. The visuals on this are so good that it felt like real life. The only limitation was what the actual... When you connect to places like VRchat and you go to worlds with it, if the world isn't really well done, you will notice. You will notice every little mismatched texture. You will notice every place where they've used low quality textures. You'll notice that. Later today, I'm going to be using it in Half-Life Alyx. I'm so fucking looking forward to playing through a Half-Life Alyx with this monster. It's like, that's going to be so much fun. So, this is Jason for the Quever channel. This is just my first experience. I am going to do some in-game tests, and I bought myself an extra webcam so I can set things up and play games, Skyrim VR, and all those things, and my VRchat experiences with it, and all things like that. But this is just my first exploration and test of the unit. Now, I'm going to do exactly the same thing that I would do with my Quest. And by that, I mean, I'm going to leave this in its hibernation mode and in its power mode and that. And just, I'm not going to disconnect it or keep it in its boxes. It's going to do exactly what my index did. It's up there on the actual hook that just goes onto this little bit here and just holds here and doesn't cause any stress or anything. And I'm going to see what happens, how good this is. So this is Jason for the Quever channel. And this is the Somnium VR1 Ultimate. Bye-bye for now.